What are the criticisms of the Venus Project? What are the criticisms of the Venus Project? This ambitious initiative proposes a future society based on a resource-based economy, eliminating money, banks, and traditional government. However, it faces several challenges, especially when viewed through a socialist lens focused on social equity and democratic participation. One major concern is the feasibility and practicality of such a radical change. The Venus Project aims to create entirely new cities equipped with advanced technology and automation to provide abundance. Critics argue that the enormous costs and logistical hurdles of building these experimental cities make the vision hard to achieve on a large scale. Fundraising and zoning issues have been pointed out as significant obstacles, raising doubts about whether the project can transition from theory to reality. Another criticism revolves around decision-making and governance. The Venus Project heavily relies on automation and cybernetic systems to manage resources and societal functions. While computers can optimize resource distribution, the programming and control of these systems depend on humans who may have biases or conflicting interests. This raises questions about who controls the algorithms and how decisions are made, potentially replicating power imbalances rather than eliminating them. From a socialist perspective, the lack of democratic control or worker participation in decision-making contrasts sharply with socialism's emphasis on collective ownership and democratic management. The project also diverges from traditional socialist and communist frameworks. And like socialism, which often emphasizes workers' rights and equitable distribution through collective ownership, the Venus Project rejects currency and political ideologies altogether. It envisions a society where people do not need to work for survival and can pursue personal fulfillment. While this aligns with some socialist ideals of freeing people from exploitation, the absence of political structures raises concerns about how social justice and equality would be maintained. Additionally, some critics view the project as utopian and overly idealistic, relying too much on technology to solve complex social and economic issues. The assumption that automation and resource abundance will eliminate crime, poverty, and social conflict is seen as overly optimistic. Critics argue that social relations and human behavior are intricate and cannot be fully engineered or controlled by technology alone. From a socialist viewpoint, while the Venus Project's goals of eliminating poverty and promoting environmental sustainability are commendable, its lack of emphasis on democratic control, labor participation, and political struggle sets it apart. Socialism traditionally involves active collective engagement to achieve social change, whereas the Venus Project proposes a top-down, technocratic redesign of society. In practical terms, the Venus Project's approach to social change as an engineering problem contrasts with socialism's historical focus on class struggle and political mobilization. This difference can be seen as both a strength in its scientific approach and a weakness in potentially overlooking power dynamics and human agency. The main criticisms of the Venus Project include its practical challenges in implementation, concerns about centralized control of technology without democratic oversight, its divergence from socialist principles, and its optimistic reliance on technology to address social issues without tackling the underlying complexities of human behavior.